And we're on. Hi, Rhonda. How are you?
I'm good, Louis. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So this is my friend Rhonda. She's going to be our guest today. We're going to talk about CBD. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Rhonda.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. As you know, I went to IIN in 2012, graduated in 2013, and am a certified health coach. And ever since 2013, I've just been on this mission of trying to have a healthier lifestyle and part of that is that I've been doing a lot of research on cleaner living, and that entails, from the skincare that I use to the cleaning products I use to what I ingest as far as pain relievers and that kind of thing.
Sure.
So lately, I've been doing a lot of research on CBD, and I would love to share with you what I've learned about it and what it can do to help others.
Awesome. I'm really excited to talk about CBD. I take it myself. I've been taking it for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years now. It's helped me with, stress, pain that I've dealt with. And you know me, we like to dig and find things out and do our research. My things like always telling people, make an informed decision, do your research.
Right.
And I know you're into doTERRA, found other things that help with certain symptoms and kind of made my own blend for myself, which worked out really well.
That's awesome.
But, CBD is kind of like that new thing now.
Right.
It's kind of like, you're going to hear some good things, some bad things. You have, medical doctors saying there's not enough research, and it's hard to do research because the way it's, the status that it has,
Right.
particularly marijuana CBD.
Right. Schedule 1. Yep.
Yeah, but like today, I think let's just get into, what CBD is, and then we'll get into some other stuff. So tell me a little bit. I know there's hemp CBD and then there's marijuana CBD. So what's the difference there?
So hemp, CBD derived from hemp it has a higher percentage of CBD than marijuana does. Marijuana is actually higher in THC content, where hemp is 0.03%.
Okay.
The FDA allows 0.3%, and hemp comes in way underneath what the way under what the federal limit allows.
Okay.
So that's the basic difference between hemp and marijuana, is that marijuana is just higher in THC.
So now the THC is a psychoactive ingredient that people get high off, the euphoric feeling.
Correct.
And the CBD is more the medicinal, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So for the most part, if you're getting hemp CBD, you're not going to get those effects of getting high or feeling strange or anything like that, right?
You will never get high off of hemp CBD.
Okay.
That's
so
correct.
Do you have to have THC in the hemp for it to work, or can it go without it, or?
You can go without.
Okay.
Yes.
Get the same results?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Pretty interesting.
THC is just part of the whole CBD full spectrum.
Right.
So if you get CBD without the THC, it's just missing that part of the CBD.
Whole thing. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. All right. So I take the full spectrum. I've always taken it. It works really well for me.
Right.
And as far as I can tell, I feel better when it's in my system all the time.
Right.
So I usually take it once, maybe twice a day, a couple drops into the tongue on an empty stomach. And, for me, what I notice is it's not like when you take a pill, when you got a headache, it just goes away. I just notice, like, after a while, like, hey, I'm not feeling that ache anymore, or man, exactly. I'm stressed out like I was a week ago.
Right.
And I feel like kind of leveled off.
It's very subtle.
Yeah. And it's natural. So you're not, having any connections like medication does. So pretty cool thing. So one of the things that I really started getting into it was when I started hearing about a lot of kids that were having seizures.
Right.
Or getting help. The whole thing in Colorado, there was people like loading up the wagons and moving to Colorado because that was the
Yeah.
only place you could get it. And I think,
Yes.
I don't know if that's where it originally all started. I know this has been a medicinal thing for thousands and thousands of years, but as far as like lately, that was like the new thing. And that's where they started like getting into the hemp and started mass producing. Is that kind of where you heard it started as well?
Right. And and it's true. I mean, in other countries, besides even before or before the United States, and a lot of states made it legal, people were actually acquiring it illegally to help their children,
Sure.
which I would do the same exact thing.
Yeah, I've seen those documentaries. Yeah, absolutely. Which parent wouldn't do it,
Right. Right. Yeah. And that's the thing. There are so many documentaries. There's books out there that have been written by parents who are sharing their story and sharing how it worked for their family and that kind of thing. So there's a ton of information out there about CBD and how it helps children with seizures. And then you've also got the FDA, who I think has manufactured 2 different drugs to help children with issues with seizures and things like that. That's created by, big pharma or whatever. So, but you can get the exact same results with just using CBD without going through the whole prescription process.
Yes. Some of these kids were having hundreds of seizures. I think I watched a documentary. They actually named a strain after the girl. It was a marijuana strain. I
Yes.
forget her name.
I can't remember her name either.
But basically, she was having so many seizures, she wasn't developing.
Right.
Like she couldn't talk. She wasn't walking around. They got her on this stuff, and she's like a normal kid now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just incredible.
I get so excited when I see stories like that. It's just, especially when it comes to children,
Yeah. And I know there's, with CBD and things like that, there's certain words you can't say. Like you can't say it's healed somebody of something or, so we already know that. We're not going to go there. We know testimonials. So again, go out there and do the research yourself.
Yeah.
See what's happening to other people. I mean, most of these people that are having extreme, how would I say it, help with whatever their symptoms are, will be there to talk to you, and you can talk to them yourself. You can connect to them social media or however you want. There's groups out there, and the stuff helps. It's just generally, I mean, I look at it as like one of my number one supplements.
Mm-hmm.
I take it every day, and
For sure.
and it helps with a lot of things.
That's the thing with CBD too. I'm a horrible pill taker.
Yeah.
Like vitamins and things like that, because you got to remember to take it on a full stomach or whatever. CBD, you brush your teeth, you put a few drops sublingually, and you're good to go for the day,
Good to go, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's talk, I got a couple questions here. So we talked about the difference between the marijuana and the hemp. Now, I've also run into people, and I've actually kind of done this myself, is, people will ask me, or I'll see it asked out there. So if I take CBD, and I work at a place that does a drug test, am I going to get popped? Am I going to fail the test? So what I did, and I think I know how you're going to answer this, but I've been taking it, and I took the urine sample test, and it didn't show anything. But I know if you have a little bit in there, there's other tests that you can actually come positive, right?
Yes. Yes. And it's interesting because I was talking to a lady who is a truck driver, and truck drivers, as you well know, they use it all the time. And she has taken CBD with THC in it. And the brand that she was taking, she actually, with the THC, still passed the drug test.
Wow.
Yeah. Lucky. I don't know that I would have risked it, but she.
So was that a urinalysis or a hair test or?
She didn't say what kind of test it was. She just did say that.
Because that's the one I took. I just went to CVS and bought a test, and I've been having that stuff in my system for a long time.
Now the hair strand I know is a lot more precise. So maybe it's probably a good chance that she wouldn't have passed if it I've
Yeah.
been,
So again, do your research, people.
yeah, yeah,
You know, you got to weigh the pros and the cons. You
right.
know, the good thing is when you're taking CBD, you're not getting high. So it's not affecting your ability. If anything, it's probably going to make you a little bit more focused,
Yes,
you know.
yes,
So that's pretty cool. So now CBD's popping up everywhere. I
yes,
mean, I think I've seen it at Walmart.
yes.
So what would you tell people about, when you're buying stuff, what should you be careful about?
The best advice that I can give people who are considering using it is, first of all, like you've been saying throughout this whole podcast, is do your research. Um, I am an avid believer that you don't need extra ingredients. The CBD is the healing portion of the whole oil. So if it's got olive oil, it's got coconut oil, grapeseed oil, it's diluted and you're not getting the full benefit.
Right.
So I would just recommend doing your research and compare. I mean, I've seen CBD oils that are cloudy white color, and it's because it's got the coconut oil in it or grapeseed oil. And the one that I use is pure dark green. And
Mm,
I know you can get it in different flavors. You can get it in cinnamon,
yeah.
pepper, whatever. Just do your research. Just know what you're getting, and research the company and research how they dry their their hemp leaves, um, and how they test everything for mold. There's so many issues with the harvesting and the drying of it that you want a company that is going to have a good system in place that's got your best interest at heart, and you're not going to get sick from it or have issues from it,
Yeah, I
uh,
know. I know. I've been, I listen to a lot of stuff and just watch podcasts or videos of different things. And one of the issues they have with marijuana is, and I don't know if it's recreational versus the medical, is you know, how do you know what's in it? How do you know how they treat it? How do you know how they grow it? How do you know if they're using pesticides? You're
yeah,
taking this stuff for your health to make yourself better. But if you're taking something with pesticides in it,
yeah,
you
right.
know,
That's why you got to research the company who's manufacturing the CBD in the first place. If
that,
they're a legitimate company, they're going to have their testing certificates. They're going to
yep.
have batches. They're going to be very transparent. They're going to, I mean, you're going to know exactly when it was grown, when it was harvested. You're going to see the certificates of
There's not many companies that have that certificate.
no, there's
There's
not.
like a handful right now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the one thing, and there's only 13 companies that have it, it's the U.S. seal, the U.S. hemp seal of approval. And if there's one thing you're going to look for, it's that, because you know
That
exactly what you're getting.
probably won't see that at some of these big chain stores.
No, liquor stores are
Same.
selling it, gas stations are selling
Gas
it.
stations.
Do your research
Yeah.
and buy from a reputable place that specializes in that. That's the biggest, that those are big deals.
Yeah. Again, do your research, right?
Exactly.
So I've been hearing people use this for their pets as well.
Oh yeah, I do. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I do. My dog's got hip dysplasia pretty bad. He's a German
Mm,
Shepherd, and that's very typical in that breed of dog. And he's also got arthritis, and so he gets 2 vialfuls twice. Well, he gets one in the morning and one in the evening. And it in the evenings when he's walking, after his walk, he will be panting. And I've read several articles that panting can be stress, it can be pain, and all this. And I'm not kidding. Within 10 minutes of giving it to him, he's calm and he's resting comfortably. And yeah, I
up again, right?
avid believer in pets. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So CBD is good for humans, good for our pets.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good all around. One of the things I wanted to kind of let people know is, again, we can't really say it's healing things or things like that or curing anything, but what are some of the things that you've heard people taking it for?
They've taken it for fibromyalgia, migraines, anxiety, depression. Uh,
PTSD.
I'm sorry.
PTSD.
Yes, Oh, yeah, huge PTSD. Um, there's the thing is that so many people claim that it's helped them with so many issues,
Right.
but medicine and the research isn't hasn't caught up to where we are with consumers using it. So there's a ton of research that's still being done, and I don't know. It's one of those things that medicine is trying to pedal faster, as they say, to try to
Yeah.
catch up and prove or disprove the claims that are being made out there. But I mean, I have I have access to thousands of testimonials, and it's amazing what people have overcome.
Yeah, it's
With
pretty wild how this whole thing is just how you have your federal regulations and your state regulations. So if some things are legal in the state, they're not federally legal. So if they're not federally legal, you're not getting a lot of research done because it's kind of illegal to do.
right, right.
So I know that they've been doing it with marijuana slowly,
Hmm.
and they're kind of like, they're looking at them like they're the same. They're not the same,
No,
but
they're not.
they're related to each other. So my question is, how I heard hemp was looked at as like a food product by the FDA. Did you hear that?
No,
Sell
but
hemp like as food, and you can. I don't know if it says organic, but if it says organic, they've actually classified that as a food then.
yeah,
Because you
I
can't
know
like
that.
take, I just want this part of the hemp, but not this part because it's all hemp, right?
Right, right. I know that there's chefs that actually cook with hemp, or the big thing is cooking with marijuana and actually making things that actually have the marijuana leaves in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, I mean, believe it or not, it's hugely beneficial. It's so good for you, and it's amazing too, just in the hemp industry, how versatile hemp actually is. I mean, I don't know if you heard this or not, but even like Legos by the year 2030 is going
Yeah.
to start making their Legos out of hemp. So it'll be replacing a lot of plastic, which is what this earth needs so desperately, is some sort of alternative to plastic.
Right.
But yeah, and clothing. Levi's is using hemp to make their Levi's.
Well, they're
And
using it for paper too, right?
paper, hemp paper.
Yeah. So stop
Yep.
chopping the trees down.
It's such a versatile. I mean, and honestly, you look at I mean, farmers these days, and I mean, if I was a farmer, that's what I would be doing. I'd be growing hemp.
That's a big one right now. Yeah, it's in
Yeah,
demand. Absolutely.
for sure.
Well, that's awesome. Is there anything else you want to add?
The only thing that I would honestly add is how CBD. We understand what the potential of what it can do to help people. But one thing I wanted to touch on is, so CBD stands for cannabidiol. And what it does is it works with our endocannabinoid system. Our endocannabinoid system, it's found in humans and it's found in animals, cats, dogs, that kind of thing. And so the endocannabinoid system is actually responsible for our body functioning. So such as temperature control,
Mm.
pain, and that kind of thing. So that's what CBD actually does, is it does work with the endocannabinoid system. And that's why it's so beneficial for our bodies.
So our
That's
body produces that naturally, right?
Yes,
Okay.
our bodies actually produce CBD
Okay.
naturally. You're right.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it just stands to reason why you would want to use a plant, in my opinion. That
Yeah,
makes sense to me.
it's not going to come in bacon, unfortunately, but yeah,
No.
in a plant. Sorry, bacon guys.
Yeah.
So again, we both graduated from Integrative Nutrition School, and we were exposed to just so much good stuff that we were kind of blinded to, which most people are blinded to. But I think since we've come out, more and more has been made available, and people are actually kind of getting wiser and like realizing, man, I have kids. What am I feeding my kids?
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those things that falls on that line of, what are some other things I can do for my health? Well, here's a great one. So again, we've both been using it. Rhonda can tell you plenty of testimonials if you'd like to contact her, and she'd love to talk to you about that stuff. So we're going to have you on again. I know there's more stuff that we're going to do. You have some other stuff you're working on as well.
Yep.
And we'll definitely have you on again. So how can people contact you?
You can reach me by email. My email address is Rhonda, Rhonda Barkey, B as in boy, Arkey 64 at gmail.com. I'm in the process of actually putting a website together and all that, so I'll have that available shortly. Otherwise, email is probably the best, but I'm also on Facebook, and you can look me up there, Rhonda Tackett-Barkey, and I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
All right. So I'll go ahead and put another slide at the end of this with all your contact info.
Perfect.
And again, Ron is an awesome person. I've known her for quite some time now. We've kind of been on a journey to get healthy and really spread the word out there to everybody else. Anything good we find, we want to share it with the world.
Right.
Again, we both come from an environment where we believe in bio-individuality, which means, hey, it might not be good for you, even though it's good for me, but do your research, test it, make sure you know your allergies or all these things. Okay. So do your research, make an informed decision. All right. Thanks so much for being on, Rhonda, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll talk to you guys later. Take care.